I the one. This is the turn of Mr. Ignorant. Danny Ball. The GOAT Jones. Let's go.
There it is, Ben. Says it right there, just like you said it. The GOAT is back. It's been somewhat of a hiatus. It's been some time. And it's a whole new division with a whole new fight camp out in Arizona, training with Henry Cejudo. He's back, bro. It's got a big fight, Phil. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, man, we got two champs, baby. We got two champs this weekend. A little bit of under the radar, with Valentina Shevchenko. Some would say the GOAT of the women's division. Those who watch the women's division, us here, we talking about sports. We tend to take the dogs out for a walk and hit the head when the women are fighting. But we're here. The GOAT's back. Jon Jones, Serial Gone. Justin, this one, I think this is one of those pay-per-views that we talk about, and it's worth paying for, Justin. This is one of those where you don't feel so bad dishing out straight up. I think this one's going to come out to damn near $90 with taxes and shit. Justin, I know you ride the line with buying them pay-per-views. What do you think? Is this one worthy of taking our money?
Like if I was a paying customer, if I was a pay-per-view kind of guy, yep, this is the one for me. Jon Jones is personally one of my favorite fighters. I definitely would have paid in the past, but as you know, it's a pirate's life for me. I ain't paying now. I didn't pay for the Jake Paul. I ain't gonna pay for the Jon Jones. So it is what it is.
Hey, whoa, hey, Justin. All right. We got it. I don't need you indicting yourself. We get the point, Just. We get the point, Just. But yeah, this is one worth paying for, man. Hey, bro, we got Cody Garbrandt in the prelims. We got Cody Garbrandt, warming the people up to come into the pay-per-view card. What do you think about that? Cody Garbrandt, is this make or break for somebody? We're not going to talk about him today, in the main portion, but he's the last fight of the prelims. What do you think about Cody Garbrandt?
Well, you were already alluding to it when you were saying the word, is this make or break? Absolutely it is. Cody Garbrandt, that chin that he's got is washed. This is a guy who achieved the highest of the division, won the title against Dominic Cruz, and then just seemed to get killed by TJ 2 in a row, killed by Pedro Munoz, knocked out by Kai Car-Fans, Rob Font. Granted, these are all like top of the division guys, but he can't hang. He's shown us who he is now. He can't hang with the top of the division. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think this is it for him. I think he loses and he's out this week. And he's going to get that Derek Chill treatment. They'll release him in mutual terms and off to BKFC you go.
Yeah, some Darren Till, some Darren Till terms. Some might say that Darren Till might just, recently released. But for Garbrandt, I think it's the same. He's fighting a guy that isn't, your household name in the UFC. This is a fight where I think if he just doesn't rush in, bro, he might be able to pick a guy apart. We got to remember what he did with Dominic Cruz. Mm-hmm. That might be one of the best performances we've ever seen. But the cliff that he fell off of because of the pride and wanting to test that chin, hey, that chin ain't hit. You ain't got the fluff, baby. Cody, you ain't got the fluff. That chin ain't hit. This might be it, Justin. We might see your boy on BKFC, Just.
That's not my boy.
He's definitely your boy, Just.
That's Josh's boy. Hey, but you know what? I just want to talk about some of the other fighters on this card before we get to what we came to talk about. Ian Gary, that's a fun fighter. He's on this card too. He's on the early prelims. So this card's it's a little bit, towards the stack side, I would say. Then you got Derek Brunson versus your boy Dracus du Plessis. Hey, I don't know if I said that right. I know you know how to say it, but
I don't like you calling him my French boy either because I don't know. Are we talking about this fight? Is this on the main card?
It's not on the thing. I'm just talking about some of the names, the name notoriety. And he is our boy. He cashed us last time. We bet on him and he cashed for us.
He did, but right after that, he cashed against Darren Till, a fight that, oh man, Darren Till, we're talking about the guy who just got removed yesterday. We're just talking about Darren Till and BKFC. Dracus du Plessis is that plant, that seed that you water, and you see him escape one, and now he's fighting a wrestler. Hey, the dogs are barking. I'm fading du Plessis in this fight. We're not talking about it on the main card, but we're getting good dog money. I think that if we're able to make it out of the first round, du Plessis is going to be dead in the water. Yes, we
super gas
last time, but our cheeks were tight. We were holding our breaths, and I'm not risking that again. Now I'm putting it down on the IQ. I'm fading Duplessis, Justin. I agree. That's another really good prelim, but I'm fading Duplessis, and I think that you can get like plus 160 fading him.
Another name, I know it's not your favorite, but Amanda Hebos is also on the prelims.
I love how you said Hebos, Justin. I love the respect to the Brazilian.
I had to give the respect.
We have a lot of Brazilian listeners, a lot of people listening in the favelas. So I love the fact that you're showing them that respect.
And the last fight that we're not going to talk about, probably should have, but there's not much to talk about because he's like minus 1,500 on the odd sheet. Bo Nickel, the return of Bo Nickel this weekend as well. He's the curtain jerker of the main card.
Curtain jerker. Justin. This is one, Justin, where like if you're a gambling man, right? And this is Bo Nickel. This is the guy, right? 6-0, dominated, and his last 2 fights have gone like 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. I've seen people on Twitter, in MMA Twitter, I've seen people taking the under half of a round, meaning he finishes within 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the first round, because that's what he's been doing to guys. Mm-hmm. And let's be real, Jamie Pickett, he's going in there as a sacrificial lamb. This is a fight where you got to fire your agent for even agreeing to this shit. I mean, yes, if you hit this miracle, if this guy just loses function in his body the night of the fight, Bo Nickel, maybe Jamie Pickett skyrockets, but this is a fight where they're sacrificing you. You're probably going to lose in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds due to some sort of chokehold, and then you're going to get cut from the UFC and probably never fight again. Maybe they'll owe you one, for being that dog.
Like Chris Moutinho, they give him one more.
Yeah. I mean, this is showcase. And I think after this one, if Bo Nickel, a guy who a lot of people are saying, this is guaranteed to be a champion. This is the biggest pedigree in wrestling, Justin. He was athlete of the year in 2021 for the Big Ten over, Hunter Dickinson and some of these other guys that were doing it big in college. He wasn't like the Gable Stevenson that went to the WWE. This guy actually came to the UFC. This is the highest tier of wrestling. And that's why everybody says he's destined to be a champion. I expect quick work. The lines are lines of champion fighters. We're talking about Shevchenko and Amanda Pena lines here. Minus 1,000. I don't even. Did you say it was higher than 1,000?
I think it was minus 1,500 is what I had seen there.
I mean, come on, this should be a showcase. Unders in a parlay.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why we didn't have it on the list. But let's get to the first night, the first card that we are going to talk about, and this is Matus, the Gamer Gamrot, versus Jalen the Tarantula Turner. And you got Matus coming in at minus 205. Let's pull up Matus's last 5. I kind of want to see his form right here. We got the producer in the cut. I got to give a shout out to our producer Ron, in the cut today. Shout out, producer Ron.
I got to give a shout out to Josh Gonzalez watching from the teller line. Shout out.
I believe him. I believe him. He's that down.
The whole teller line, Josh. Shout out to the whole line, because our regards when we talking about sports.
Let's look at Matus, man. He's in form, bro. Scott Holtzman, Jeremy Stevens, Diego Ferreira, and Armin Sarkarian. Those are pretty decent names, respectable names. Now, he did lose to Benil Dariush, but we know the run that Benil Dariush is on.
He didn't lose. Call it what it is. He got abused. I thought he lost. Benil Dariush. He got abused.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you're trying to, say he didn't lose. He absolutely lost. So
no, yeah,
he won in his last 5.
But you got to remember the odds for that fight were pretty close, Justin. And Benny is a guy that goes under the radar. Benny. We got guys. He's a friend of the podcast. Based off the Gonzalez family and them. Shalom to them. Them having dinner and lunch with Benny. Josh, to them. Yeah. Shout out to all of them. But Matus Gamrot, he got dominated in that Dariush fight. Up to that, he had looked like a destroyer. This is a fight minus 205 against a guy like Jalen Turner. If we go look at Jalen Turner's last 5, I mean, it's not like he hasn't fought, he hasn't taken his run of the mill. He's fought some decent competition. He's been getting it done. We got him here at plus 175. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a loss in his last 5. He's really tall for that division. I think he's a guy who's coming into his own. You see the nickname, the Tarantula. He's gotten a couple of guys back, and after he gets your back, he's just too long. Pause.
4 subs. He's got 4 subs. 3 in his last 5, man.
The Tarantula name comes in. So 13-5 isn't the sexiest record. You heard me barking with the dog earlier, fading Drake Duplessis. I'm fading the favorite here in Gamrot again. I'm taking Jalen Turner at the plus 175 odds.
I'm with you, man. I'm taking the dog here as well. This is a Carlson Gracie disciple here. That's the camp he fights out of. So he's got subs. He definitely has them. And not only that, the guy got 9 knockouts. So he has hands as well. People don't realize how dangerous he can be on his feet as well. He's been showing off the submissions a lot more lately. Like I told you, 3 out of his last 5, but the other 2 come by knockout. So this guy has a completely well-rounded arsenal right now. The last time he lost was all the way back to 2019 against Matt the Steamroller Frivola. And after that, he's been on a run. The last 5 are all his. Some of the guys are out of the UFC. Brock Weaver's out, but the dude's in form. I do like the dog here. I think the odds should have been a little closer. I can see why they favored Matus, but give me the Tarantula here, man.
They definitely should be a lot closer, Justin. And also, I like the fact that he finishes fights. Those aren't all first-round finishes. I believe, like I said, if he can make it out of the first round, Duplessis gasses. I like his chances at getting a choke against Duplessis. I mean, bro, nobody was impressed with that performance against Darren Till. Yes, we knew that Darren Till was, washed up, obviously now released from the UFC. We were fading him, but that's why we water that plant, baby. We water that plant. And then you get him against another young prospect. And this line, in my honest opinion, it's just way further than it should be. So the plus 175 all over it. I'm glad you agreed with me. Yeah. And you're going to have to take some dogs on some of these cards, bro. It's just the way it goes.
I agree. All right, let's get it moving. Let's get to the next card. And this one is kind of one of maybe my second favorite one of the night right here. It's Shavkat Rakhmonov from Darpro Team Kazakhstan, the Nomad. Man, and he's coming up against Jeff Hands of Steel Neal. Oh, man, I love Jeff Neal, but this is a bad fight for him, and the odds are reflecting it. Let's pull up the last 5 for Shavkat. I want to show you his form here. This is a dude who's 16-0. He's 8-8 in his wins as far as knockout and submissions. So he wins everything, and he always finishes. All his fights go to finish. To me, a lot of people think, Hamzat's the future of the welterweight. They always hype up Hamzat. I think it's because he has more personality. But in my honest opinion, I feel like Shavkat has better wrestling and better striking than Hamzat. To me, that would be a dream match to see those two guys go at it. Ben, do you have the Dallas kid out of Fortis, or are you going to go with the Nomad here? What's up?
Oh, I mean, I see Rick here in the comment section saying Jeff Neal. I think he's going to surprise everyone. I think that's Jeff Neal's only shot of winning this fight, is surprising everyone, landing that shot. I know we're not breaking it down just yet. I know you said you have him in the same regards as Cumshot. I'm not sure if I'm willing to go there just yet based off intensity. And us, we've been talking about this, off air and in our group chats about Henry Cejudo and that art of the warfare prior to the fight and how you got to get in your opponent's head. Yep. I think Cumshot does that a lot better than Shavkat here, who probably doesn't. I'm not sure if he knows how to speak English. Not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying I don't recall one of his post-fight interviews. Edgar, what's up, brother? Shout out.
What up, Aggie?
Minus 490, Justin. I mean, obviously, you say that this guy is all that he is said to be. Is that price tag at minus 4? Is Jeff Neal the guy to put the 1 on Shavkat?
I just don't see it, man.
Is this a parlay piece? Is this Shavkat inside the distance? Well, what are we talking about here? Because
I'm just looking at
490. Shout out Josh Gonzalez.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at Jeff Neal's losses, and his most recent loss, if we can pull that up, Ron. Neil Magny Neil Magny's not the greatest wrestler, and he kind of had his way with Jeff Neal, man. And Shavkat has wrestling for days compared to Neil Magny. So
he passed that Neil Magny test. I mean, that's a common opponent. We don't want to do MMA math, but we always talk about Neil Magny being one of those gatekeepers where he's kind of like the line. He's the litmus test.
Yeah,
I
he
know y'all
absolutely
like
is
that
for
word.
welterweights.
We're educating you here, 3:00, PM. He's the litmus test, Neil Magny. But for Hands of Steel Neil, those Hands of Steel are going to have to show up because that's his only path to victory here. I feel like it's Jeff Neal. If you're going to take Jeff Neal, go ahead and take Jeff Neal round 1 at probably 6-7 to 1 odds, because that's his only shot of winning is an early KO when he's fresh. The juices are flowing. He's one of the bigger stature guys, so tends to gas in the later rounds. But maybe Shave Cat as a parlay piece, just.
Yeah. And the other thing, I'm just looking forward to seeing Shavkat fight somebody with more notoriety here. The guys he's fought, like you mentioned, the highest test he's had up to date is Neil Magny. Jeff Neal's over Neil Magny. He's a better test. So this is going to really show me if I'm reading this right. And I feel like I am. I feel like he is on that Hamzat level. So if I can see a dominant performance on Jeff Neal, I will know, yeah, this boy is prime. Or if not, well, I read it wrong. He's not just there yet. Hamzat still has the edge. But either way, Hamzat seems to be fleeing the division anyway. It looks like he's going to be a middleweight. So we might not ever get to see that happen.
Facts.
Hey, just a little tidbit. Did you know that when Shavkat was coming up, Khabib's dad was actually in his corner? He would train him.
So he had fixed fights also? Is that what you're telling me?
He might have. But what I'm saying is he had Khabib in his amateur ranks. His dad was helping him out. So I thought that was pretty cool.
You're telling me that is part of father's plan?
Yeah. And and it's shown for Bully. It's worked for Bully. I think it'll work for Shavkat too, having that background, that good wrestling,
Interesting. I mean, and this is a fight where he could easily win with his wrestling. So if he is of that stature and he does come from that tree, then he should be able to stick to a game plan and be able to make some pretty easy work of Jeff Neal. Yep. Based on the price that they're hanging on him.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to this co-main. As Ben alluded to, this might be where he takes Charlie out for a walk. It is Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Shevchenko coming in at a heavy favorite. Let's just pull up Shevchenko's last 5. You're going to see nothing but form here. Tiger Muay Thai tends to have her completely ready. I will say this, that last fight against Tyler Santos, I felt like she lost some of those rounds, but every other performance that you see on here was dominant, and it's been by knockout fashion. Ben, what do you think about Valentina's last 5? I mean, what do you think here?
I mean, Valentina has been the champ for how long, Just? For forever. And when does she main event? I mean, I feel like this is, like I said, this is where I take Charlie out for a while. It takes him a while to find the door to get outside, because Charlie, no vision, no hearing. We work off Morse code and shit, but this is the fight where I do that. I mean, shout out Alexa Grasso, the Mexican, but fuck Alexa. Like, I mean, come on, that's not very Mexican. This is probably going to be another fight, same story for Shevchenko, boring ass decision. Alexa Grasso, Mexican fighter, does like to go out on her shield.
Yeah,
we'll do that. So
can we see knockout?
Some chances for fireworks. Maybe we have to cut, Charlie's outside break short, just in case the second or third round gets interesting. But for the most part, man, there's going to be one-way traffic, no breaks. It's going to be Shevchenko kind of probably putting on a clinical, kickboxing, I would say, because Grasso does want to stand. She is a longer fighter. So this is probably going to be one of those kickboxing 5-round fights. Might be a surprise KO because Alexa Grasso does like to go for it. But I don't expect to hear Anu, Justin. My hopes aren't very high. That's why I'm saying this is one where you could watch it. I mean, if you're that type of person that likes to get your money's worth and you're paying $87, plant your ass on the couch and you know watch the women fight. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you're an avid MMA watcher, you know what's going to happen in this fight, and it is what it is.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Alexa's losses here, and she does have a loss to the lighter weight Carla Esparza, and other losses to Tatiana Suarez and Felice Herrig. So Alexa has what's that?
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster. So she has losses against wrestlers. She does like to stand, and I'm not sure that's the greatest recipe if your path to victory is standing with Valentina.
So okay, but if you're so, then what do you see the fight going? All right, let's entertain the fight, Justin. Is it gonna be a takedown, or is it gonna be Valentina entertaining the stand up and possibly making it a watchable fight?
Absolutely, Valentina's going to entertain the stand up, show that she has a superior skill. She's going to be looking to stand up with Alexa. If she has any trouble, which I don't think she will, I think she's better. I think Tiger Muay Thai is a better camp than Lobo Gym over here. I think maybe she wrestles at that point, but I think this is going to be a clinic. I think we're going to see a big disparity in skill set. And it's almost like this fight has to happen because Valentina's cleaned out this division for so long, bro. So this fight it has to happen. This is the next one up for her. The next one through the feed, you know.
All right, let's stop talking about this fight though. But in a similar fight, Justin, just because of the regards where they hold these people, can we see Yair Rodriguez in the Alexa Grasso role against Camarada that just should have been champ Volkanovski, if we're keeping it real?
Mm-hmm.
Is Volkanovski this big of a favorite against a Yair Rodriguez? I know I'm going off script, but it seems like that's the fight that's going to happen. So what do you think? He's obviously the Mexican fighter who relies on the stand-up, and then you got Volkanovski, just like Shevchenko, who's the technical stand-up fighter.
That's a very good comparison, Ben. I really think that is a spot-on comparison.
So are the odds going to be as big, do you think, for the Volkanovski and Yair fight as we see here?
I don't know.
People are going to say Yair. Most people are going to say Volkanovski outclasses Yair.
I don't think we're going to see them at minus, 800 for this fight. If Frank pulled that one up, I don't think we're going to see minus 800. I could see somewhere in the north of a 450 of Volk favored that high. I could see that.
Because Volk also has that ability to wrestle, kind of like how Shevchenko does in this matchup. Yeah. And if Shevchenko wants to be boring and wants to just control the fight, she could wrestle, granted the price tag. So I just felt like that comparison was kind of, similar, but in a way more exciting fight, and something that we're actually looking forward to in Yair versus Volkanovski.
All right. Well, before we get into the main event, I do have to ask the people watching. We got 8 with us live tonight or this afternoon. Can you please like and share this podcast for us? By the way, we do have a podcast coming out tonight. It's going to be recapping Austin FC's first game. We're going to look at the table. Well, Ben and Richie and Roland are going to be looking at the table.
Hey.
And I'm looking forward to that. I'll be in the comments for that one, guys.
Yeah, we're hoping to go live tonight too. The first episode we didn't record it just to get off topic here before the main event, but let's a little shameless plug. It's still we talking about sports. The Verdes, man, big loss, but we're going to be recapping it tonight. We're going live at 8 p.m. So we're going to talk a little bit about last week's game, what happened, and what we're going to be looking forward to in this Saturday's match. So tune in tonight. Hopefully kick it with us in the comments. Like Justin said, it'll be me, Roland, and Richie breaking down Austin FC in a very, very, very upsetting week 1 loss, bro, to an expansion team in St. Louis. Oh my God. Justin, let's talk about a GOAT, bro. Let's talk about somebody who won't let me down.
What we're here for. Here we're at John Jones, the return of the GOAT. It's been 3 years, Ben, since he's fought Dominic Reyes. It's 3 now. 2019 was it?
And 2020. It's 2020. He lost that fight to Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, those people are crazy. Absolutely crazy.
A lot of people say it.
Yeah. And he's in a new weight class here. He's going to be at heavyweight. He's fighting the former champ, Cyril Gans. Now we got to remember, there was an undisputed champ. Contract, negotiations. They couldn't come to any contract negotiations with Francis Ngannou. What's his first name? I can't remember.
Yeah, Francis the Predator.
Francis the Predator Ngannou. So
hey, don't say you can't remember. Be respectful, dog.
I can't remember Francis Ngannou's name, the Predator.
My man is taking a stand for the fight game. You know, he didn't re-sign with the UFC.
Yeah.
He left as a champ. He gave us some highlights.
He absolutely did.
Have some respect.
I kind of felt like when he left, he felt like he had something to stand on. You thought he was going to fight right away or announce something. He has nothing right now, and I think he's in limbo, and I feel bad for him. I feel like he could have had the biggest fight against John Jones, and he backed out in a way. I mean, that's just where I think about it.
I think he could have had all that, but you got to think it's a guy coming from nothing. It's a guy that was doing coal mining, you know, so he came to the States. Now he's a millionaire. Probably never thought he would be a millionaire. I mean, we've seen him going back to visit his home, walking around barefoot and shit. It's not like he's this Gucci, Prada, Louis Vato. Like he's got his chips in order. He's lining up that Tyson Fury boxing match where he's probably going to get paid enough for generations and generations. And he wouldn't have been able to do that if he re-signed with the UFC. So show some respect.
When does that happen, Ben? Because I just don't believe that happens. I don't believe we're going to see Francis Ngannou and Fury at any point.
We got Josh in the comments. I love it. You know, me and Josh, we don't agree too often. Francis is the greatest heavyweight.
Josh is a John Jones hater, so I take everything he says with some salt here.
The greatest of all time, you know. And you know, John Jones has never fought at heavyweight, so I'm willing to say Ngannou is the greatest heavyweight of all time for now. But we got bigger birds to kill here. And Justin, we're talking about Ngannou. I mean, we're talking about Jones against Gane. Yeah. And here we got a guy who's 11-1, 1-1 in his last two fights. We saw him get taken down and controlled by Francis Ngannou with a torn ACL. You know, something we did see him winning, you know, the early stages of that fight, round 1, round 2. Yep. But adjustments were made, and he didn't adjust to the ground game.
He looked.
You know, what do you think here coming into this John Jones fight? Obviously, the biggest fight of his life. You know, do you feel like the plus 140 price tag is validated? Should he be a bigger dog just based on, you know, validity and their stature in the game?
I think the plus 140 is very fair. It could have even been tighter, in my opinion. Okay. Ciryl Gane is a super accurate kickboxer. He's got some of the best strikes. He moves around like a middleweight at heavyweight, bro. He has a skill set, and he's very dangerous. We saw what he did to Tai Tuivasa, who has that complete one-hitter quitter power in him, and he knocked him out, bro. He had him outstanding. So I think the odds are fair. Now, if I'm John Jones,
I mean, it's Tai Tuivasa, bro.
Bro, he has very good stand-up. He's knocked out
Justin,
a lot of guys.
You know my favorite saying, though, Justin, there's levels.
Well, I think you're just saying this because Ty smoked your boy Derek. So I think you're still hurting over that.
Hey, Derek Lewis ain't on the card. There's no need.
You're still hurting over that, just a little bit.
Shout out Houston Rockets, #1 pick, Victor Wembanyama. But there's no need for the Derek Lewis slander. Not so much on Derek Lewis, Justin. Back to the fight on hand.
All right, so like I was saying, let's move over to John Jones and what he's done in the last 5, the form that he's in. Green all the way. And you might as well put green on the Daniel Cormier one. The fact that that's ruled no contest is a shame because with the rule set that's in place now, the amount of picograms he had in the system, it's not a foul no more. You don't get suspended for that now, but he got suspended. So reinstate that fight. We all saw what happened. Man, if I'm this dude, I've been training with Henry Cejudo all year long. He's left with Jackson Wink. You know, he got kicked out. Once again, he had some trouble, which has been his story of his career. Bro, go and just wrestle. You saw what happened to Francis Ngannou. He was on a bum-ass ACL, was able to take Bone Garman down 4 times, 4 rounds, all 4 rounds, and dominate. And in the 5th and 4th round, you saw the frustration in Bone Garman's face. He looked like a fish out of water. He had no idea what to do. And Ngannou's not no wrestler. He ain't a wrestler, bro. So if you go out, if I'm John Jones, I'm showing my domination. I'm wrestling it. Now, here's my issue with Jones. What has Jones liked to do in the past historically? He likes to fight fighters at their game. If he's fighting a striker, he wants to strike with him and show that he's better at striking. That scares me because he does have an ego, and I'm worried he's going to try to strike with Bongaman, and that would be a big mistake because he's not at Bongaman's level. He could easily win this fight in the first round by sub. He takes him down deep water and finds something. He could easily do that, and I'm afraid we're not going to see that. I'm worried about that.
So no, you shouldn't be afraid because you've been watching the countdowns. You've been watching what Jon Jones has been saying leading up into this fight. And pretty much what he's saying is, I'm going to drag him into hell. And if he means he's going to drag him into hell, it means he's going to take him to the mat. And, they're going to have a grappling match. And then the ground and pound is going to take over. I mean, this is Johnny Bones Jones, baby. I think the elbows are going to get to cut and gone. He's going to feel very uncomfortable. And we're going to see him kind of like, ready to get out of there. I feel like a third round Jon Jones finish, bro, with some sort of nasty cut due to some ground and pound elbows. I mean, this is Team Jon Jones all day. I think this is a legacy against like what Jon Jones is saying, something that's just right now. Ciryl Gane got fast-tracked, and in the heavyweight division, it's not very hard to get fast-tracked to a title. You know what I mean? Get 3 or 4 now. Shit, Tai Tuivasa was a fight away from the title. And Tai Tuivasa is somebody who nobody would ever say is going to be a champion. So Jon Jones to the heavyweight division, I think this is where the skill takes over, kind of like when DC went to heavyweight and just outskilled all the bigger, heavier hitters. Mm-hmm. So
you wrestled the shit out of Derek Lewis easy.
God damn.
So that could be the same situation.
And you better hope you never run into Derek Lewis. You live in the same state of Texas, bro. And me and Derek, I'm not
driving to Houston tonight. I'll drive to Houston tonight. I'm not
say we're boys, but we've interacted over the Twitter machine. And I'm just saying, bro, you better hope you never run into Derek Lewis. There's a lot of shade you're throwing at Derek Lewis, bro. A guy who was an inmate, 10, 13 years ago, and now is a millionaire. You got to chill, fade him, and stop the slander, bro. All right? It's H-Town.
Thomas, cost me too much money to not slander at this point.
No, you got to chill, Just. You got to chill on the Derek Lewis slander, dog. All right? You got to chill.
All right. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I can do that, But let's go with the prediction, Ben. You said third round sub here. That's what you're going to go with?
No, not sub. I'm saying some third round ground and pound.
Third round ground and pound? Okay.
We're talking about the Josh meme, just with some elbows over the top. A little bit of 12-6, Herb Dean in there off his game. Won't even call that a DQ. So I'm talking about some elbows on Ciryl Gane's bald ass head. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm willing to play that. I will also play Jon Jones by submission. That's the 2 I'll play.
So Jon Jones inside the distance is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's those 2 I'm willing to play.
You get plus money on Jon Jones inside the distance. He should outclass Ciryl Gane over 30 minutes and under 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, I just don't see the full skill set for Ciryl Gane to match up with Jon Jones. I think you just take him down and you do what you need to do. If you try to stand, he's going to have you. He's going to have your lunch. He's going to eat it too.
And it's going to be – and let's not get it twisted, bro. Jon Jones is going to dictate where this fight goes. I don't think – I mean, if he wants it to stand and he wants to fuck around and find out, we might see him get touched a couple of times, similar to what we saw in the Volkanovski fight, and just guys that are better pure strikers than him.
He's shown to have a chin, though. He's shown to have a chin.
And in fact, he's got the chin. I'm not saying, Ciryl Gane's going to knock him out, but, forget all that, bro. Just go do like Frankie Edgar on Yair Rodriguez. You remember that shit? Like when we say that there's levels, the definition of over. Levels, just take him down, some ground and pound, get him the fuck out of there, be champ, and get Brock to come back or get some big fight. That's what we should be. We shouldn't be talking about who's going to win this fight, bro. We should be talking about what's next for Jon Jones. I hope I'm not throwing the ultimate sal on my guy, but I think that he is greater than the sal. He is above the sal. He is Jon Jones, and he will get it done. And what's next? Because this is not a big time heavyweight fight, Justin.
So you're saying that the odds should be different?
Oh yeah. I mean, come on, fam. Come on. We're gonna ask 10 people who you got. John Jones, Cyril Gane, and all 10 of them ain't gonna know who the fuck Cyril Gane is. Like, come on. Let's quit the bullshit. This should be like a 2.5 to 1 fight, favoring John Jones. We should be talking about what's next and who's he going to get to come back.
Very interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, Cyril has the power too, so I can't just dismiss him the way you have.
He has no power.
I will be cheering for John. I mean, he's one of my favorites, but yeah, he definitely has power.
No power.
That's wild. Well, I think that's it for us here at MMA Tap Hour for the weekend. Ben, any other plays that you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
Justin, well, let me look it up because I don't want to get the name wrong, but I really want to fade Dracus du Plessis this week.
Okay. Look that up. I'm going to read this man's comment here. Gru the Pig. He says, are you interested in the eventual findings from the James Krause scandal? Schaub alluded to more major fallout on the JRE fight companion that resembles a pyramid scheme with bigger people to fall. 100% I'm interested in looking at that. I want to know how much was fixed. I would like to know who was fixing it and what they knew, because I want to go back on my bets and be like, hey, yeah, I got screwed there. That wasn't my bad. That was on them.
All right.
I want all the information on that. Absolutely. Ben, while you're looking that up, I got another question for you. Chael Sonnen recently in an interview.
I want to take on that.
All right, go ahead.
I want to take on that. Am I interested? Yes, I'm interested. Listen, this screwed up betting for Canadians. Guru the Pig, I'm not sure where you're from. Pig, if I had to guess, I'd say Arkansas. Woo Pig Suey. But this screwed up betting for Canadians for a good 2-3 weeks in MMA. In Canada, they have legalized betting. They couldn't gamble on UFC due to James Krause and his fixing of fights. Justin, in earlier podcasts, you've already alluded to him working with overseas books. So, of course, there's bigger guys involved. We're talking about the guys that own the books. CAA, shout out Cali. Shout out. We're talking about guys that own the books, guys that own Five Dimes, guys that owns Bet Online. That's who he's working with, bro. The man's probably going to end up being suspended for life from the sport on some Pete Rose type shit,
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I see, Justin. Do you see?
He's going to get suspended on the commission level, which is not going to allow him to work with any in-state commission with Bellator, UFC, whoever's getting an in-state commission to officiate. He's going to get banned on that level. So he's going to be no good everywhere. He's going to be burned, completely burned.
Oh shit, Guru's got the whole tea.
Yeah, hey, so that tea was interesting because Megan Anderson deleted the tweet almost immediately. She did not want to have that business out for too long.
Hey, and Justin would know if that tweet was deleted. Guru the Pig, shout out if you're a new listener, but Megan Anderson is one of Justin's, Mount Rushmores in the female division.
Whoa.
Me, I walk the dogs when the women are fighting. I don't want to see that violence. But Justin, Megan Anderson, she's right next to Misha Tate in his Mount Rushmore.
Well, I do like the Megan Anderson Instagram account. Let's just say it like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. I like that.
So Sanko was having an affair with James Krause?
That's what Megan Anderson tweeted.
Shade room shit. We talking about sports just turned into the shade room. Let's sip our tea, pinkies up. But Justin, unpack this, bro. The people want to know, bro. We're talking about Sanko, the first ever female color play-by-play commentator in the UFC. Well, what's going on behind the screens?
Well, Megan Anderson tweeted that out. She deleted it. I don't know much more. Sanko didn't. She played it. Sold it. Made it seem like nothing. Sanko is married. She doesn't often talk about her, husband or show off her husband on any of her posts, but she is married. So that's a little sketchy because now you're crossing family lines, and that's not something you normally do. I don't know who told Megan to delete it. Nothing more came out of that. So it kind of just got cut at that point.
Damn it, boy.
All right. Well,
hey,
run that line you have for Dracus du Plessis.
Oh shit! Hey, well, real quick though, shout out Guru for bringing that interesting topic into our podcast today, bro. Because That's some tea that I didn't know, and now I know. And now
Yeah,
that
that
I
James
know,
Crosby has some legs, you know, and it's spread out. It's there's adultery, there's betting odds, it's a little bit of everything. The man is a
chill.
mystery.
Hey, just chill. Hey, just. Dracus Duplessis minus 240. Derek Brunson, my boy Derek Brunson. Oh, my boy Derek Brunson. He's gonna wrestle the fuck out of Dracus Duplessis. Listen, Derek Brunson plus 195 against
Bro,
Dracus
but is
Duplessis.
this blonde Derek Brunson or regular Derek Brunson? Because if it's
Listen,
not blonde, I don't
well,
know if I want it.
okay, so then let's do this. Listeners and us, we won't go official until Friday of the weigh-ins, or maybe we'll spot him on embedded. But Friday when they do the weigh-ins, if it's blonde Derek Brunson, fam,
Slam it.
the 401k,
A house,
all the Bitcoin,
a farm.
Edgar, the Dogecoin, sakalo, everything on Derek Brunson plus 195, plus 160 here Ron has on the screen. The odds are already changing. They're coming back towards Derek Brunson. This is a fight for real. I think this is that gatekeeper fight for Duplessis. Darren Till, very one-dimensional. Brunson can wrestle. Brunson can mix it up in the second or third round. Once he gets a little bit gassed, This is the fight, bro. This is the fight.
I agree.
Give me Brunson.
Dracus Duplessis was able to stand with Darren Till because he was not scared at all of Darren Till's heat after the first round. There was no threat.
And Darren Till even took him down.
Yeah. Dracus looked like he was going to die in that fight. I mean, he was gassed.
And also, you knew before that fight, I was all over the Dracus Duplessis, hill.
We were drinking the juice on that.
Fam, this is where we cash in. This is it right here.
And if it's blonde, I tell. If it's blonde, I tell. If it's not blonde,
yeah, all right. Away. So Friday, if it's blonde Derek Brunson, we're going hard. If it's not blonde Derek Brunson, calmao, but still Derek Brunson. But
all right. Producer saying he wants one last run on the Derek Brunson talk. So give your official Derek Brunson prediction. I want two of them. I want the blonde Derek Brunson prediction, and I want the non-blonde. What's the play if it's not blonde? Give me two plays on Derek Brunson.
Blonde Derek Brunson comes out here and shows that there's levels, and that Dracus Duplessis is one of those like can crushers, and he's not like that top 10, top 5 type guy. Okay. Not blonde Derek Brunson probably gets KO'd in the third round. Why lie?
There it is.
Like on some slop.
That's the play. In fact, I will tell you to a T on those plays right there. Those will be my plays for that. The John Jones, I'm going to do 2 plays on John Jones. I'm going to take the submission. I'm going to take the inside the distance ground and pound, like you said, within the first 2.5. I'll take that as well.
Let's go, bro. This is a big card. Where are you going to watch this one?
Yo, man, it depends. I don't know if I'll be out on Saturday. Might be far, not sure. If not, I'll be at home watching it. Gonna call up my pops and say, let's turn the TV on, maybe turn on the pit, see what we can do.
Hey, Eddie will fucking put some ribs on the grill, baby. This is a big fight night. Straight up, I'm thinking about calling into work on Saturday, dog. But
it's that big a fight night. It's got a big fight night feel to it.
Hey, but let's break the fourth wall. I'm gonna bring y'all, into the living room. I have a coworker whose son's birthday is Saturday. So it's pretty much like, do I beat him to calling in Saturday? Even though I get out at 8, John Jones fights at 10. Do I fuck up his day and
I beat him for the
or am I just a team player and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here at 8:30. I'll be watching the fight by 9:15 and we'll get rolling.
I gotta ask you here.
I'm a good guy. I love kids, so I'm probably not gonna call in, but ribeyes? God damn.
Ribeye caps. He said ribeye caps. Do you know what that is?
I don't even know what the shit that is.
Okay, so on the ribeye, there's a spinalis at the top. It's the softest part of the ribeye. It's where the fat's located. It's just tender as fuck. He's talking about rolling those up and making a ribeye out of the cap, like another ribeye. It's insane. That dude is sicko for saying that, bro.
He's sicko for saying that. Hey, Eddie, March 19th, I'm in the Valley. What's up? 3 days.
His birthday's 7 days away after that, so we'll have an early party.
All right, Just. Well, this was a good card, bro. Officially
Yeah.
though, yeah, I'm on Derek Brunson. I do like John Jones either inside the distance or the under. Just John Jones money line. I know Roland was alluding to he already got his John Jones play in, and he's thinking, by fight night, John Jones takes some steam and gets closer to 2-1 odds. So if you're taking John Jones, you might as well get that in there now. If you're putting him in parlays with soccer, because we got soccer throughout the week. We got soccer Saturday morning. If you're parlaying him with college basketball, whatever it may be, John Jones probably should be in parlays or John Jones inside the distance is what I think. I do think we see champ, bro.
What do you think about touching this parlay Josh gave out? Jones, Shevchenko, and Bo Nickel.
I mean, I would like to know the odds on that. John Jones is only minus 160. So if you put a minus 800 and a minus 1500, you probably would get minus 110 or even odds. But those are two fighters in Shevchenko and Nickel that you don't expect to see lose. So if you have those options, and
I might add Shavkat to that.
I would show a Shavkat, but if they
No,
give you
I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
Okay. But if they give you these options, if your book has these options of high minus 1,000, minus 800 lines, and you can parlay, then that's a pretty good parlay because you're just bringing the juice on John Jones down in some pretty obvious fights, right? And you don't have to take John Jones inside the distance or whatever it may be. So I do agree with Josh. I know Josh likes to have his, cross
minus 1,000 parlays
or just MMA, Bellator, and UFC parlays that go all weekend. Josh, I'm on board, baby. I like that parlay. I would like to know the odds because if I have that available, I'll be putting that in.
All right, man. Well, I think that's it for us. Ron, can you send us out? Peace, baby.
Austin FC.